Hello, citizens of Scum. Serial Overdrive here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to start a fire. I'm going to show you how to do this without anything, without looting anything, without just starting the game. You start off, you want to do a fire. I'm going to show you how to do it, so let's get to it. So first things first, you need an axe or something to cut down a tree. You can make a stone axe. I've got another video on it. Go check that video out if you're interested. Otherwise, if you know how to do it, you can do it. Now, what you need to do first is you need to actually create a fire ring. That's going to be what you need for the fire. To make a fire ring, you need to find some stones, you need some logs, and you need some rags. To get your rags, just cut some clothing up like I've done here, and dump a few of those rags into your inventory. If you look at the crafting thing, you only need like one rag, right? Also, you're going to need to make a fire drill. This is what you use to light a fire. If you don't have a fire drill, well, if you don't want to use a fire drill, then you need matches or a lighter. That's going to make things considerably easier, but I'm going to assume that you guys have nothing, so you need that stuff. Okay, now, let's get started on this fire ring, because that's the first thing that we want to craft, and that's going to be the hardest stuff to gather everything for. So what you're going to want to do is go up to a tree and just start cutting it down. You've got your axe, so you should have no problem cutting down a tree. This should be the fairly simple stuff here. So let's just go ahead and pretend the tree just got cut down. I'm not going to make you guys watch it. And our tree's cut down. Look at that, folks. Right there. We just sort of jump skip to it. So we've got the logs. We've got the rags. What do we need now? We need the stones. So what you're going to want to do is go start searching for rocks. It's going to take a little bit because you need a lot of rocks to make this. So let's see what we've got. We've got like 2 rocks here. Small stones. I think those count. Look at that. Small stones do count. They do count. You need 8 of them, though. So it's going to take a little bit, right? So, just start dumping them into your inventory. You got 3 already. Again, I'm going to put this in fast forward, so you guys don't need to watch me just running around looking for stones. I didn't mean to cut that, but it's okay. We're going to cut it anyway. Alright, fast forward time. Alright, it looks like we got our rocks, folks. So let's head back to the tree that we cut down. Try to remember where that tree is, because if you forget, that sort of sucks. Now, one thing to keep in mind is when you make this fire, it's gonna end up wherever you craft it at. So make sure it's in an ideal area. Also, one thing to remember when crafting, or one thing to remember when setting up a fire, is it's gonna be lit. So people are gonna be able to see it for a while. So always, always, always pay attention to where you're putting it and make sure you don't put it somewhere where it's gonna get spotted. Anyways, let's go ahead and craft this. Again, I'm just going to jump. And like it was there the whole time, the fire has been just placed right here. You guys can see a nice little fire right there. And again, I can't move that. You cannot move the fire at this point. I think at some point the devs are hopefully going to enable that, but right now it's not enabled. So the fire is wherever it ends up. So make sure your character is in a good place. If you're on top of a hill, you're probably going to want to move down. And what that means is cut down the tree where you want the fire to be. So now that we've got a fire, what next? What do we need next? We need to go ahead and create this. It's a fire drill. This is what you're going to use to create the fire. If you've got something like I don't know, lighter or match, you obviously don't need to do this, but we do need to do this. And remember, you've got a fire ring that you can create, and you can also do an improvised fireplace. They're both about the same. I mean, do whichever one you want, folks. It really doesn't matter that much, in my opinion. Some people might disagree with me, and if you disagree with me, well, you're probably wrong. I'm just teasing. I'm just trying to trigger people. So, now that you've got this, how do you light the fire? Go back click on the fire. You're going to see it right here. Back click or right click. I don't know what people call it nowadays. And just select light fire. Again, we're just going to jump to the fire being lit. And like that, folks, we have a fire going. Look at that. Such a beautiful fire. You can cook over it. You can use it to heat up your clothes. You can do whatever you want with the fire. You get a fire going. Also, just because we can, we're going to craft this thing. This is a little bit easier to make, the improvised fireplace. So let's just go ahead and craft that so you guys can see the difference. And we're going to do the jumping again. Boom, and we've got it. All right, so the improvised fireplace has been made, folks. It has been made. You can sort of see it right here. It's a little bit smaller. I like the campfires better, personally. They look nicer, but if you want to go with the improvised fireplace, you can. Again, it's going to be here. You do the same thing, back click and select light fire. And there you go. Now you get your improvised fire. in your fire pit. It's up to you guys to decide which one you want to use, but that's how to make both of them. And that's how you do it without ever having to go into the city or do anything like that. Now, as always, with the Serial Overdrive video, folks, feel free to comment, ask questions down below. I'm going to do my best to answer all of them. And if I don't, hopefully a friendly community member will answer it for me. Thank you to those of you guys who are answering the questions that I missed or answering before I can get to them. Anyways, if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that sub button, and that's it for me. So until next time, this is Serial Overdrive saying happy surviving. Hopefully you guys didn't get killed. Peace.